Good afternoon. As we are preparing to wrap up our discussion about Passover Bekisnin, one final topic that remains to be addressed is the question of how much is Kviat Seudah? How much does it take to establish a meal? As we've spoken about, Passover Bekisnin is a type of dough and bread that is a bracha of mizonos when eaten as a snack. However, when eaten as a meal, that food becomes a bracha of hamotzi, in which one washes, eats, makes hamotzi, and benches like regular bread. So how much is considered, Kviat Seudah is considered to be establishing a Seudah, a meal on that food? There are really two situations which will be discussed separately. The first is the question how much of that food in particular must be eaten alone. And secondly, the question becomes, what about when it's combined with other foods in the same setting? So in regards to being the Passover Bekisnin being eaten alone, the Mishnah Berurah brings really two opinions. First, the opinion of Rabbi Akiva Eiger and others that says that it is based off of the established amount that the ani, that a poor person would eat as a meal during the times of the Gemara, which is approximately 4 beitzim, 4 egg volumes worth, which it comes out to approximately, give or take, 200 grams of that food. However, the Mishnah Berurah also brings the opinion of the Gra, and this is the opinion of the Chassam Sofer and others as well, which is that really that shear, that amount is, so to speak, outdated, and that it really is a question of time and place. And what is the norm in that area to be eaten as a meal for that given food in that given place and time? In fact, Rav Moshe Feinstein, Rav Shlomo Zalman, and others even say that there may be further subcategories divided by an adult versus a child, perhaps even man versus woman. What is the norm for that demographic to be eating that food to be considered a meal? And accordingly, that Rav Mandelbaum, the author of Vizos HaBracha, actually suggests that that is the adopted practice of Ashkenazim, that one has to determine what's the norm in that time and place. And that is how, if one knows if they are eating enough to be Kovea Seudah, that it's more than just a snack, but it already becomes a meal. However, he does caution, as does the Mishnah Berurah, which is that one should be careful not to enter into a suffix. Since there is a machlokas, and we are dealing with Hilchos Brachos here, one should take precautions so as to try to avoid suffix in the first place, and therefore try not to eat 4 kibbeitzim, 4 egg worths, for about 200 grams, where more than that is the norm for that community, because then you enter into the space of suffix. So the best is to either eat less than 4 kibbeitzim and make what's clear a mizonos and ala michya, or to eat more than what is for sure considered to be establishing a meal according to that time and place, and then everyone would agree that one has to wash. If one does enter into that place in between, then they should follow their poskim and act accordingly in that case as well. Have a great Shabbos.